Everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kieran, and I'm here to do a twin flame general reading for whatever week it is today. You guys have a calendar, not me. I just have a dirty mirror in front of me, so I just get to look at my scraggly beard. So hopefully you guys know what week it is. I never do, but definitely for the end of February, going into next week for the first week of March. Very powerful energy coming up, so thought it would be a good time to take a look at what's going on with the Twin Flame Collective for the masculines and the feminines. So this is both of you guys. So basically, we're going to be looking at the energy for both of you, headspace and heart space, and then the outcome, some kind of action for the near future. All right, so hopefully you guys are having a good week. Happy Wednesday. It's probably Wednesday. If it isn't Wednesday, it's Thursday. And I think it's Thursday. It's not Wednesday, right? Okay, so happy Thursday, everybody. I got that wrong. Not my fault, except that it is. So let's get started, all right? So, dear spirit guides, please be with me as I do this reading. Let's take a look at the masculines, right? Start with them. Start with the energy that they're going through. So what is going on with the masculines at this time? What energy are they getting into now, right? We'll see. We will see. Okay, so the first card that I got for those guys is the Tower card, okay? So, as an energy already, they're basically getting into a place of change and transformation, right? Whether or not this is personal transformation or some kind of event outside of themselves that is causing the change, the outcome is the same. It's about some kind of tower breaking down, some kind of shakeup in their lives, right? We have the Five of Cups, so this is probably a shakeup around loss. It's probably something either it has to do with the past, right? Like a tower moment that sort of destroys sort of what they've been looking at, right? So maybe they're holding on to things with the Five of Cups. This crow focusing on what's spilled over rather than the two cups that are upright, right? So it's more about really the change when it has to do with the melancholy and the sadness, right? Now, it could also be that there is some disruption in their life which causes them to maybe lose a couple of things, right? And that's sort of the idea. It doesn't have to be so negative. It's like these three cups were meant to spill over, right? Having this next to the Tower card is like saying that this energy, this shift and this transformation in their energy, right, especially with the end of this retrograde, it can cause some things to fall apart because they don't serve the person anymore. They don't serve you any longer, right? This idea here that these masculines are losing things that do not matter to them. So whether or not that's old relationships that they're still attaching themselves to, parts of their career that don't matter anymore, friendships that don't serve them, whatever it may be, there's some things that are falling apart and that are basically being spilled over, but they do still have those two cups, right? So there is still some stability in their life, but hopefully they don't focus on what they've lost for too long. And the Five of Cups it's a daily sort of thing, so it's not very doesn't last that long. And what the good news is they have the Chariot card there as well, right? And with the Chariot card, that means that there's a new energy coming in. There's a new drive, there's a new direction that these masculines can head towards. And that's very, very good news, because it's essentially saying that after some kind of change, and maybe some loss, and maybe just focusing on the past and getting out of that kind of melancholy energy, the Chariot is going full force, right? It's going forward in their life. So they're traveling in a new direction and sort of getting into an energy where they feel where they're rising above sort of the storm of their life, right? Because the Tower has that storm in it, but then they're rising above it. So there is this new energy coming in, and I don't know about you guys, but the Mercury retrograde messed me up bad, and usually I'm not too affected by the random alignments of planets and shit, but I have to say this last time, really, really emotional, pretty dark space that I was in. Maybe you guys can relate. A lot of fears coming up, a lot of changes, so for me, I totally relate with what's going on with this energy right here. And I think I'm beginning to feel that Chariot energy coming in quite strongly, actually, right? Okay, so let's keep going, take a look. Okay, so good news is we have the Ten of Cups, so this is them heading towards some kind of resolution in their lives, some kind of good news, some joyous, some happiness, right? Ten of Cups does have to do with family, does have to do with love, of course, as well. Having that Ten of Cups has an element of marriage to it, but essentially it's getting in this energy where they're, again, feeling very, very good. And that's going to allow them to to come in and sort of achieve what it is they want. Now after that we have the Five of Wands, so that's sort of an indication of some type of conflict, some kind of debates and stuff like that. So there might be lots of communication, and that's sort of what's really coming in there. It's almost like they're heading into this new energy. They're getting a lot of the stuff that they're wanting at this time, and that they're going to be feeling good. But as they feel good, they might draw some jealousy. They might draw some competition with other people, right? So essentially, you know, as they rise up, as their star sort of, so to speak, rises, they're going to also as well attract some type of conflict with other people, because naturally you get people of a lower vibration who want to attach onto that. There's a sort of story with there's a story about crabs in a bucket. So essentially, the idea here is that when crabs try to escape a bucket, the other crabs drag them back down. And that's sort of very much what's going on here as well, or it could be, right? Masculines trying to rise above the things in their life, and people might be trying to come into their life, drag them down, create conflict within their life, right? But ultimately, they're moving away. Some big changes coming in for the masculines, and again, heading into this new energy for them, which is great news, okay? So let's move on to the feminines. We'll see what's going on with you guys. So what is going on with the feminine energy? Take a look. So for you guys, first card that came out quite quickly was the Death card. And that's pretty interesting because masculines are changing, you guys are dying. Now, I hope that doesn't mean actually physically. But if you are dying physically, at least you don't have to pay taxes anymore. But Death card is a big change for you guys as well. This is the end of a change. This is complete transformation. This is you guys rising from the ash, becoming that phoenix. Now I know this is a crow, not a phoenix, sort of the ugly cousin of the phoenix, but the result is the same, right? Changing, rising. So you guys are probably feeling quite heavy at this time. Again, I've been feeling heavy. And maybe as well you guys are just going through some transformation, some things ending in your life, right? Some types of cycles of your life ending and getting to a point where the change is inevitable in your life, whether or not that's having to be separated from your twin, or having to deal with the loss and heartbreak, or just other aspects of your life as well, such as career, friends, or family, just having to take on new roles within your life, which is of course leading to this crossroads with this judgment. Judgment card is all about making decisions, right? You can see, you know, there's again sort of death, right? These three crows is sort of death, or dead, died, dead, death, whatever, some verb. Anyway, these crows here are very much stacked upon these sort of pillars of rocks. And again, this larger crow up here essentially calling out to what they would call the universe, calling out to God, whatever it may be in this situation for you, to sort of denote the types of, that it's time, you know, that the time is now. The time is now to make a decision. Everything that is lined up is lined up. Everything that's there is there. You've done the best that you could. It's time to make a decision about your life. So whether or not that's moving on from your masculine, whether or not that's moving on from a false twin, whether or not that's doing more research, whether or not that's moving somewhere, taking a new job opportunity, whatever it may be for you, it's time to make that decision for the feminines. It's time to go all in, or just do your own thing, right? But we have the Six of Pentacles for you guys, so this is an energy of a gift. This is a gift kind of energy coming in. So whether or not your masculine gives you a gift, I mean, that's a nice card to get, but it's not an action card here. It's an energy card. So as an energy, you guys are feeling very receptive. Okay, so you're getting into an energy where, again, as the masculines are heading into a very new energy, you guys are going to be heading into a rewarding energy, where you guys feel that the universe just gives. So you guys are coming into some type of abundance here. There is an abundant energy coming into your life, again, probably around the beginning of March, which is supposed to be a very powerful month. We then have the Knight of Swords, so that's kind of like things are picking up pace, right? With this abundance coming in, there might be some stress, but there might be a lot of communication. The Knight of Swords is, it charges in very, very fast. You can see this crow barely able to keep up with the horse there with that sword above them. So it's about rushing in, telling truth and stuff like that. So you guys might be in a very no-nonsense attitude going forward. You guys might be just sick of the way that you feel. And that's good because you guys are heading towards the Wheel of Fortune here. You guys are heading towards some kind of destiny, some type of, you know, change that's going on, right? Something, the wheel is turned. So if you've been feeling like you've been down on your luck, right, with this death energy, feeling maybe heavy, depressed, a little bit sad, maybe just can't get the things that you want, don't have the energy to accomplish basic tasks. Wheel of Fortune is ending that. They're saying that, like, hey, it's all part of the plan. You guys are changing quite profoundly, and there is a lot of good news coming in here. So while the time is now to make changes in your life, just like in the masculines, they're going to have to let things go. You guys are being rewarded for your change. You guys are being rewarded for making the decision, because as soon as you guys make the decision to do something, whether or not, even raising your vibration, whatever that may be, something new can come in. And that might cause some stress, but it's going to allow you to really be in your truth, really be in this energy of getting stuff done. It's going to be a very high-paced energy, but it might cause a lot of stress. Just naturally, like when you take on new responsibilities and stuff, more stress. It's just natural. And the Wheel of Fortune saying that this is all part of the plan. Things are changing, and you are getting towards this place where you're essentially your one life cycle, whether or not that might be struggling with finances, love, relationships, family, whatever that is, whatever that long cycle has been for you, it's coming to an end with the Wheel of Fortune, which is good news, guys. Because if you want something in life, you want to manifest it, that is, you need to match the vibration of that thing that you want. So, for instance, in my life, if I want some kind of career in music or something like that, and I need some opportunities, then I'm not going to get those opportunities by continuing to eat the same diet and sleeping very late. You know what time I woke up today, guys? I got no shame. I woke up at like 1:30. To be fair, I barely slept the night before, but still, I was like, damn. Like I slept from like 12 to 1:30, and like that just can't happen. If I want new opportunities in my life, more abundance, more money, better careers, stuff like that, more opportunities, then I'm going to need to match the vibration of that thing. Because if I sleep more, sleep better, eat healthier, I'm going to feel better. And if I feel better, my vibration is higher. And if my vibration is higher, I can match that, what I want. So keep that in mind for you guys as well, because that's why that Six of Pentacles is coming in. Just to let you guys know that you're entering a time of abundance, okay? So let us move on to the head and the heart space for the masculines and the feminines. So what is going on with the head space of the masculines? How are they viewing the connection and their feminines at this time? Okay, so we have the Five of Swords, so maybe a little bit of conflict, a little bit of arguments. Not like a total loss, not depression and death, more defeat. Temporary loss. We have the Hierophant here, so knowledge, wisdom, tradition. And then we have the Four of Pentacles, so holding on a little bit too tightly there, right? So when they're headspace, you have the Five of Pentacles. You have the Five of Swords to indicate this sort of loss. Right now, this crow is walking away from a battle. So really, what's going on here is a lot of the masculines, whether or not you're in communication or not, might be feeling a little bit defeated. It might be a little bit just walking away from some battles and stuff like that. Now, I don't know you guys, who's watching, if you're in communication, how long it's been, et cetera, but like, I'm in a little bit of this energy myself. I'm with my twin flame, and it's very, like last night we had a long conversation. No, it wasn't anything like dark and deep or anything like that. It was just that, it's like a compromise of sorts. So masculines right now in their mental space are probably feeling like they need to compromise, like they need to walk away from certain things, walking away from a battle. So again, it's like you can continue to fight, but it's like, would you rather be happy or would you rather be right? And these guys are essentially choosing to walk away from being right, because they're saving face, they're taking what they have, and they're still alive here, right? So they're still moving on. They're moving away from conflict, but there has been this sort of defeat for them. And when it comes to this relationship, a lot of the masculines might be feeling like it's sort of their fault in a way, right? Or that they've caused some conflicts. It's about owning up to the responsibility of entering into a battle, right? Now the Hierophant card here is very good news, because it's suggesting a very closeness. It's suggesting to believe in the connection and to trust in the power of the universe and the angels and the guides, and that, of course, the feminine here has the key to what they've been missing their whole life. And it's about making that real choice to continue onto this path and not run away out of fear, right? There's many times in my life, along with even my connection, that I feel the fear of running, but I don't, because I've experienced false twin relationship, I've experienced narcissistic relationships, and I've come from a very narcissistic background of family members. And this is, so I feel all of that stuff all the time, right? And maybe not all the time, but sometimes I feel it. and I very much trust the process. So this is saying that they're trusting the process, they're trusting their inner wisdom, and they're listening to the forces of the universe, right? Their angels, their guides. They're following along this path, choosing not to run away, right? Now I don't know if that's everybody. Of course, this is a general reading, but it's this element of even thinking about the connection in a way that when it comes to marriage, a lot of them might be thinking about marriage or just a deeper commitment, right? This is their mental space, of course, right? So they're thinking about this stuff. The Four of Pentacles is about holding on too tightly, so they either might be holding on to finances, might not wanting to be sharing them enough, might feel that they don't have enough, right? And so that's why they don't want to come forward or commit in a further way. But also it could mean that they're holding on tightly to other aspects of their life, whether or not they're karmics, past relationships, emotions, feelings, insecurities, whatever it may be. They're holding on to too tightly for things. Now this is a finance card, so probably more than likely for many of you, for many of your masculines, it has to do with the finances. They're holding on too tightly, being a little bit greedy. But of course, again, it could be just with their emotions as well, right? All right, so let's move on to the headspace for you guys. We'll see what you guys are matching up with them. So what is the headspace for the feminines? How are they viewing this connection? Okay, so we do have the Knight of Cups. So you guys might be wanting the offer, have the World card here, wanting the fulfillment of a cycle to come in, and the Three of Wands, so some type of action and adventure here, so you want things to pick up. So you guys are waiting with the Three of Wands, right? So the Knight of Cups here is saying that you guys might want to even offer your masculine something, even if it's a last-ditch attempt, because I think that the World card and this card goes hand in hand here. You guys are definitely waiting for the cycle to end with this Three of Wands. You're waiting for your ships to come in, but you guys might be feeling very, of course you might be wanting them to come in. The Knight of Cups is traditionally masculine, so you guys might just want them to be more vulnerable, more emotionally open. I think you guys are tired of waiting. With this World card, you want the cycle to be complete. You want that to come in. You want to feel the world, right? You want to have the world with this person, and you want to feel that things are getting better. You want the karma to end, right? And I think a lot of you guys are just wishing that they would come in, right? But of course, be careful what you wish for. But the Three of Wands is saying that you have this element of waiting, right? This crow waiting, that the stars up there to represent that hope, that faith. Ships are going to come in, and all you guys are just sort of waiting right now. But it's destined, it's inevitable. And this is that March energy, again, with that 3 here. We're getting into a very, very powerful energy in March. I'm probably going to do a video on it, like an energy update about it, but you guys are waiting. You guys might be tired of waiting, yes, but there is this sort of element of knowing what's yours, and this element of action and adventure. So things, again, you might be feeling some of the energy picking up in your own life, and might just be wishing more, like to finally sort of come to terms and to make this connection happen, right? I mean, a lot of you guys, depending on how long you've been on this journey, a lot of you guys probably can't wait anymore, right? If it's been over a year or 2 years, like I can't even believe that you guys are still waiting, to be honest, to put it completely bluntly, because that's difficult. That's insane. It makes you sort of destroy yourself, right? So if a lot of you guys have been waiting, you guys are wanting this world to come in. You're wanting the end of a cycle, right? And that's important because it allows you guys to do what we were talking about in your energy, which was, of course, to make decisions about your life. Right? You guys should not be waiting for anybody. I can tell you that from firsthand experience. So let's move on to the heart space for the masculines. How are they feeling towards the feminines? We have the Six of Swords, wanting to move away from negativity. We have the Ten of Wands, so burdens, responsibilities. Then we have the King of Wands, right? Sorry, dropped my deck. Part of my deck dropped. Okay, so Six of Swords here is talking about moving away from negativity, negative emotions, right? Because we're talking about the heart space. So this is them wanting to move away from the negative emotions that they've held on to, right? Now, for me, for instance, guys, just to speak to the masculine energy here and within my own self, for a long time I was holding on to a false twin, but that had a lot of negativity or past relationships or hurt or heartbreak, and that has kept me, of course, from from being not as maybe open and vulnerable, sort of still having that mask on a little bit, right? And that's exactly what's going on with the masculines here in a general sort of way, is they're wanting to move away from the negativity of the connection, wanting to remove negative emotions, right? But they are burdened. They do have a lot of responsibilities at this time, and it's weighing them down, right? This is a large amount of stress and responsibility that these guys are carrying. And so they might just feel a lot of stuff right now. And they might just have too much on their plate, too much on their shoulders. And they're trying, of course, to take it all and move it somewhere, but during this time they still have it. It's with them, right? And they're trying to move on. They clearly just are feeling the burden of this connection, and they're wanting to move away from a lot of the negativity, but there's just a lot of stuff that they're trying to deal with this time, and it might be weighing on their heart. Again, trying to move away from those types of things with the Six of Swords, yes, but it's not as easy as it seems, right? It doesn't happen overnight. But we do have the King of Wands for them, so it's again wanting them to come in and take charge. Wanting them to take charge of their life and take charge of this connection. So when it comes to their emotional space, it's them owning their emotions for you. Because the King of Wands owns what he does. He's an entrepreneur, yes, he's very creative, very worldly, well-traveled, not rude, not arrogant or anything like that. Very, has strong intuition, stuff like that. But more than anything, it's about an energy of sort of a high vibrational energy of taking charge, of owning the emotions, owning how they feel, and taking responsibility for it. And that makes sense because the Ten of Wands is all about responsibility. Crow clearly struggling, some even beginning to fall out, and it clearly feels the pressure of needing to complete this task, right? So they probably feel burdened with just this idea of wanting to complete or to end this sort of negativity, right? They might be really, really trying hard at this time to get out of a negative emotional space, and that might be stressing them out because they're trying so hard to be ready for you because they want to take charge. They want to be that king for you guys, okay? Now let's find out what's going on with your emotional space right now, feminines. So what's going on with the feminine's heart space? Okay, so we have the Five of Pentacles. That's that separation. You guys are definitely feeling left out in the cold. Feeling like, why can't they commit? Why can't they be vulnerable? Why can't they do this, that? Seven of Swords. Maybe feeling like you guys have been deceived and lied to. Cheated, right? Maybe you guys have actually been cheated on. But we do have the Three of Cups. So there is some love. There is even the celebration in a certain sense as well. So again, you guys feeling separation. It is winter time, so you can see the sort of snowy background going on here. These crows having to huddle together just to protect what little they have, right? Now, it is a very temporary situation, and separation is always supposed to be temporary. Of course, it depends how long you guys decide to whatever you guys are doing, right? Separation is really up to you guys, the feminines, but that's something that you learn more so going on as you sort of get more experience. But the separation here that you guys are feeling. You guys are feeling left out in the cold, right? You might be wondering why they don't commit, why they aren't more vulnerable, why they can't seem to drop the mask, stuff like that, right? You guys might be still being patient, which is good if you guys are talking in like a legitimate connection, but maybe not so if you've been waiting for a very long time. And in fact, it might be just very tiring for you right now. And again, you might feel like your time has been wasted. You guys might be, you might be this crow here sitting on the sword, and this other crow just flew away with all this other shit. Feeling like, you guys, maybe you guys, again, have been cheated on, but it's this energy of just feeling like you don't want to, even you've been cheated on before, even, you've wasted a lot of your time, your energy, and you're kind of unsure about how much of it to give back, how much to believe, or how much of it was lies, what's the deception. A lot of you guys just might be feeling like that deception in your mind at this point, where you guys aren't very sure about how to move forward with this connection, how to get anything out of it, how to be yourself again, right, in this connection, how to forgive. How do you allow somebody to steal something and then act like they're never a thief, right? It's hard. How do you forgive a thief? Because that's a hard one to forgive, literally, not even a metaphor. It's hard to forgive a thief. But you guys do have the Three of Cups, so there is this sort of there is still some love for your masculine. There is some celebration. There is something to believe in. There's still a strong connection that you guys have that is very much still alive within you, which is good because, again, you guys both have kind of heavier energies, but then the King of Wands here at the end, and then the Three of Cups at the end for you guys. So there is still the connection. There is the emotions for you guys, and there is the desire for them. Okay, that still exists. So that's good. That is good for both your heart spaces. So let's move on to the actions, right? We'll see what's going to happen, right? So what is the outcome of this collective that I'm reading for? What's going to happen in this twin flame relationship? Let's take a look. Okay. Page of Wands, so good news and communication. Four of Wands, that's really good, guys. That's like that twin flame card. That's the card you want to get. Okay, so as an action, it's like marriage, union, coming together for creative sort of enterprises. Right, we have the Queen of Wands, so they have the King of Wands, so this is them coming towards their queen. Right, the Queen of Wands, very passionate, very intuitive, loves nature, stuff like that, but most importantly, she's her own boss. We have Justice, and then the other card that came out was the Sun card. If I can get it, because it dropped to the fucking ground. Okay, Sun card, right? Happiness, joy. So, guys, this is a really, really good, awesome reading as an outcome for you guys, okay? So, the Page of Wands is saying that you guys are going to hear from them, okay? Now, how many times has any twin flame reader said that, and how many times have I said that? Probably 1,000 at least by now, just for myself. But it's this idea of communication, right? Now, again, this is generally speaking, and the more you detach from the relationship, the quicker that it actually happens. Sort of a paradox, but the idea here is that you have a type of good news in communication. You have someone saying something to someone, and it's going to be different than it was before, because the Sun card, the sun is shining, and it's time to reveal the truth, right? That's why you have the Justice card back then. There's this good news. The page comes in, and the page isn't very fast. The page is slow, but when it comes, it comes on foot. So it's like they've traveled a long way to get this information, almost like a medieval sort of messenger, right? It takes a couple days or weeks to get to the castle to tell the Lord that, Lady Elizabeth has drowned in a bucket of shit. Who knows? I wasn't alive back then. I assume that's what messengers were saying back then. But the point is that there is some sort of good news and some foundation to speak about. There's something to tell. And that's going to be about the twin flame connection, yes. Now, it might be more serious, it might be commitment, it might be about a relationship, but ideally here it's going to be about the twin flame union. So you might be hearing communication from your twin. This is a really, really heavy sign to have the Page of Wands and then the Four of Wands. That's very, very heavy twin flame energy going on here. So you guys could be hearing from them, could get that offer, could get that commitment, could finally be hearing that they love you, right? That admission of love. The Four of Wands is also great for partnerships and sort of communion, coming together. So you guys might just be even coming closer together. If you guys are in communication already, expect it to take on a new committed role. If you guys aren't in communication and separation, then expect some kind of admission of something. And if you guys are together in a healthy relationship, then expect it to go on to the next level, maybe moving in together, marriage, right, etc., etc. So, and that's what it is. They're coming towards their Queen of Wands here. The relationship itself, even getting into a place of more partnership and entrepreneurial. You guys are going to be feeling less like boyfriend, girlfriend, and more like partner. And that's sort of the idea here, guys, is you really want to transcend the idea of twin flame, what that means, right? You have to forget about the label, forget about being a twin, and focus on being happy, because that's really what's most important. And if you do it if you think about that very simple perspective change, you'll allow yourself to feel better moving forward, because you don't feel burdened by a twin flame connection, because you're not worried about being a twin flame, you're not worried about being a divine feminine. What you're worried about is just being happy, and so you make new choices. That's why we have the Justice card here. We do have a balance coming in. We do have truth being told, and we do have a universal sort of scales being balanced. So this action coming in here is going to be speaking truth. There is truth that's going to be spoken. There are things that are going to be revealed. And this blindfold is going to be removed, so that those who do not know are going to know. And that's going to lead to the sun. That's going to lead to the energy, the happiness, the youthfulness, the joy that you guys have been waiting for. This white horse, that purity, again, feeling childlike. So again, being happy. There is happy, good news coming in here about your twin flame. to boil it all down, and that's really good news, guys, because it's going to make you guys feel amazing, right? We have these two major arcana to sort of suggest that truth coming in, leading towards ultimate happiness and success. Okay, which is great, guys. So that is the reading for today. Again, if any of you guys want to do, private readings, coaching, any of that stuff, please check out the link, and that's where all the information is for all of my products and stuff like that. And then again, I hope this reading helped you guys out, and that you guys have a good rest of your week. All right, guys, we'll talk soon. Bye bye.